Hey, if you clicked on this video, then you probably already know what a cold email is. But if you don't, then a cold email is an unsolicited message that you send to a recipient with whom you have no prior relationship in the hopes of starting a professional conversation. Now, in the case of search for scholarships, PhD scholarships to be specific, or just supervision from a particular supervisor or particular professor, cold emails are usually very common. So in this video, I am going to guide you on what the structure of a cold email should be, what you should put together, the points to consider to be able to put together a strong cold email that is very, very likely to get the attention of your intended professor or whoever your cold email might be destined for. Now, before we get into the structure, you need to understand that the process of writing a cold email has a strategy, just like any other thing that is expected to work has a strategy. Writing a cold email also has a strategy. And if you do not follow this strategy, it is very unlikely that your message is going to get any attention. It is very unlikely that your message is going to get a reply. And that is the entire purpose of writing a cold email. We need to get a reply. We need to make contact with someone for the first time. We need to get their attention. It is our first impression. And as it is said, first impressions matter a lot. So you do not want to mess this up. In case you have been writing cold emails and not getting any replies at all, I am sure that after watching this video, your cold emails are going to improve such that you are going to start getting a lot more attention from your cold emails. Okay, so let us get into what the structure of a cold email should be. Before that, I think I should state that there are some things that your message should demonstrate before we even get into the structure. First, your message should demonstrate that you know the professor's work and not just their broad field. You know their particular work and not just their broad field. Secondly, it should demonstrate that you know how your work contributes to their own work. You see a connection. You see an avenue for collaboration. You see an avenue for some sort of partnership, an avenue for working together. Also, you need to demonstrate that you are not asking for finances before showing value. You are not there to beg. You're there because you have something to offer and you think that they also have something that can help you in exchange. Oh, and also you need to demonstrate that you have a research direction. Even if it is not perfect yet, it is important to demonstrate that you have somewhere you're hoping to go. And even if it's not perfect, because you have to leave it open for them to also make their proposal, because it is a partnership. You're trying to work together with somebody and there are going to be different proposals and then there's going to be compromise before a final decision. You must demonstrate that you have an idea in which direction you want to take your research to. Now let's get into the structure. I'm going to run you through 5 important points that your email should contain, just so that you do not go writing so much with little consequence, okay? So there are 5 very strong points that if your cold email, the structure follows, your cold email includes all these points, you are very likely going to get a reply, because there is no need for a professor to not reply to that sort of an email, unless of course they have already decided that they are not looking for any students to work with and they are not looking for any PhD candidates, or they do not even have funding available if in case you are searching for a scholarship. So point number 1, your email has to start with your background and your current research. So when I say your background, I mean your research background or just your academic background. If you do not have a lot of experience when it comes to research, you're fresh out of your master's program and you did not do so much in terms of research and you are looking for a PhD scholarship, or you have not really had experience that is directly related to scientific research. You've had experience in professional experience, but that is not necessarily directed to scientific research experience. The beginning of your cold email has to talk about who you are and what your background is. Okay, so you talk about your academic background, you talk about your professional background, and in all this, try to link all of this to research. Okay, So you're not just listing experiences and academic achievements for nothing. You're trying to link it to a research direction. You're trying to link how what you have done in the past is related to a future research. So present your background and present your professional and your research experience to the professor. I mean, that is obviously the first thing that you do in the first encounter. You introduce yourself. But the difference here, what I want you to take out of this point is that you introduce yourself, keeping in mind what is in it for the professor, keeping in mind what is in it for the research collaboration that you're seeking to start. Okay, as I said in one of my videos, you always think of the other person in mind. In every bargain, you think of the other person in mind. So if you do not understand how to do this yet, I advise you to check out that video and then you go ahead and make sure that you can accurately, adequately present yourself. Now, the second point is about the professor's specific work that you are interested in. You do not want to sound mass mail, or you do not want to sound like you just generated a random message and sent to a random professor. You need to demonstrate that you have read the professor's work and you have a particular part of it that in which you're interested. You're not just going to say that because a professor has in the field of transport and infrastructures, for example, which is my field. You are not just going to say some really vague things that sound like they were generated by a badly prompted large language model. Okay, so you're going to have to demonstrate that you've actually followed the professor's work. I'm not saying you have to go and read all their papers from 10 years back. No, you just read their most recent work. And normally when you read a person's 1 or 2, 3 or 4 of a person's publications, you have an idea in what direction their research is in. Even if they are already a very strong established researcher who has delved in multiple directions throughout their years, it's possible. But you should be able to find one direction in which they have researched and demonstrate to them that you know their research. You didn't just pick them at random. You actually read through some research work and then their particular research interested you. So you don't just broadly say, oh, your research in transport infrastructures. No, be very specific. Be very specific. Now, in point number 3, you're going to demonstrate your connection to that work, how what you have been doing so far can contribute to that work that they have been doing. Okay, this is the core of collaboration. What is in it for them? What are you bringing for them? And what is their work bringing for you? Okay, so you have to demonstrate to them that this is a relationship that can work. This is a collaboration that that can be useful, that can be productive. This is a collaboration that can be rewarding. So you need to clearly say how what you have been doing can contribute to what they have been doing. I mean, they are obviously going to be better than you in terms of research. They have a lot more to bring to the collaboration, but you should at the very least be able to say how what you have been doing can help in one very little way or the other to what they have been doing. So this is extremely important. Okay, you're making them know that you understand that this is a collaboration and that you're coming in to work. You're coming in with the spirit of working, a spirit of bringing something. You're not coming in with a spirit of oh, I need help. Oh, I'm begging. Oh, I need you to favor me. I need you to give me something that I do not deserve. You're coming in because you've seen something that both of you can work together on, and then you're demonstrating to them that this is something worth pursuing. Okay, in point number 4, we'll talk about your possible research direction. About your possible research direction, this is a bit tricky, but I think you have to propose something, okay? You have to propose something that you hope to do, but then leave it open, because you are not imposing it on them. They may be looking for a candidate, but not for the particular thing that you are proposing. But the thing, not just for selfish interest, it may actually be true. They might be in a position where they can advise you to change your mind, okay? So they are willing to work with you, but they know that what you are proposing is not what they had in mind. So they are in that position to give you reasons why you should consider changing that direction. So propose a direction, even if it's not perfect. Propose something that you're hoping to do, but then make it clear that you're open to changes, okay? You're open to exploring other directions, as long as it's not too it's not too alienated from what you initially wanted to do, you're open. So propose an initial direction, but do not be too close up. Make it known that you are open to their own suggestions as well. Finally, in point number 5, I'm going to talk about a polite ask for a scholarship or supervision from them. I think supervision from them is more like it, because you need to understand that the professor is really just a human being, and everybody loves to be appreciated. Everybody loves to, when it is acknowledged that what they are doing is helpful, what they are doing is useful, okay? So ask politely. Ask politely after you've said all these things, after you've given all the logical reasons why this collaboration can work and should work. You should ask them politely, make them know that it will still be a privilege if they accept to work with you, because a whole lot of people are reaching out to them and they are just trying to connect with the human being. They are connecting with somebody with whom they are going to be working on something with for over maybe 3 years. And they want to be able to feel a connection to that human being, because that relationship is very critical to the success of the work. So if you start off by being a person who is warm, being a person who is respectful, being a person who is courteous, it's just going to increase the chances of them wanting to work with you, of them wanting to explore that proposal of a partnership that you pointed out. So don't forget that part. Do not go sounding like a machine in the entire email. There should be a human part of you that appeals to the human part of them. Those are the 5 must-have points of your cold email. You can go writing many other things, but in my opinion, all those are unnecessary. They are uncalled for, and they make your message lengthy, and length does not communicate strength, okay? Your message can be lengthy and yet very weak. So you want to be sure that each paragraph that you've written in your cold email is strong, each paragraph is intentional, and that it helps the overall structure command a response. It helps the overall structure attract a response from the professor. So just to consolidate the 5 points, an example of what your cold email should be like is, after the usual salutations, dear professor, this. I'm completing my master's in A, and where I used method B to study phenomenon C. I read your work on X, especially the part on Y. So my previous work on Z made me interested in extending this towards PhD research, whatever it may be. And I would be genuinely honored if you are open to working with me, supervising me in this research direction. As simple as that. As simple as that. When you write too much, it's cumbersome, you overwhelm the professor, and they already know that you're not very strategic, you're not very systematic, you're not somebody who is strong when it comes to methodic approaches, okay? And that is something that they hope to see in a PhD candidate. Of course, they will help you when you start. I'm not saying that if you don't have this, you cannot start a PhD journey. But if you can already demonstrate from the beginning that you have some potential when it comes to having a robust approach to things, it helps them view you, it helps them perceive you in a better way as a stronger candidate. So just this example is stronger than a whole lot of cold emails that I get to review. It's stronger than a whole lot of cold emails that I get to review. Okay, so before pressing the send button, you just go through your mail one more time. I mean, proofread it, of course, but while proofreading it, also vet it for some things. Ask yourself, have I truly read their recent work? Can I explain their research in a few lines? Can I say how my work can be connected to their research? Is my email unnecessarily long? And did I sound too desperate or mass mail? That means it didn't sound like it was, the message was specifically for them. It sounded like something I just wrote and I'm sending to professors at random. Make sure that it doesn't sound that way. and make sure that you do not sound desperate. In my previous video, I talked about how the mentality to bring into every negotiation. So if you haven't watched that, I advise you to watch that so that you will know how to always position yourself, how to phrase your words so that you showcase the what is in it for the other person and less of what is in it for you. Because when you keep showcasing what is in it for you, you sound like a beggar and the other person is very likely not to respond positively. Okay, so there you go. And if you have been considering sending cold emails, May, June are good months to do that in preparation for the following year academic years. So you really should go ahead. A cold email is a very strong way to start, especially a PhD scholarship search. It's a very strong way. And if you are on that and you have no other idea how to go about your search for a PhD scholarship, you should check out my video on how to start the search for a scholarship effectively with no prior experience. With these lessons, I found my PhD scholarship in the University of Sapienza in Rome at just my second try. So I think that it's very effective. It saves you a lot of time and a lot of resources and a lot of trial and error so that you can just achieve your goals faster and not have to go through the hustle of learning as you go. I mean, I already did that for you, and that is why I am here. In case you're coming through my channel for the first time, I am Dinze, and in this space, I share lessons that I learned in my early adulthood years around career, around relationships, around business. So if you are a young adult between the ages of 18 to 29 and you're overwhelmed with the chaos of early adulthood, you're juggling new business, new job, new career, new academic position, then this space is definitely for you. Stay glued, stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe and like and leave a comment. Let me know if you found this video insightful. And until next time, bye.